Alrighty. Dun, 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 dun. Why is my boom mic being all loose? It's kind of rude. Let's see here. I need to look something up real quick, and I'll bring you guys along with me, but I gotta find it first. So, bear with me really quick. Shouldn't take long. No, what I want to look up is the actual MES stuff, because even though we have where did it go? Ah, here it is. Even though we have the buildings, we have all of that yada yada nonsense. We still need this. So this is the actual, not this one. We need the templates. So this is the default template that you'll see in many different MES stuff, if you ever look at the actual code side of them. Oh, and it opened over there. Okay. So I have ours, but I have Ember as kind of like an example, right? So we have spawning. We are going to be doing... stop it. We want spawn groups. And then we have stations. So here's how they have their stations, right? Dun, dun. So they are replenishing systems. Use first conditions as persistent. Yes. And then that's the manipulation group that we will do over here later. And then spawn conditions are up there as well. But that basically tells it, these are the 3 different bases. And then here's the fortress tower, defense, patrol drone. That's everything that spawns in that one area. So there's the ore processing, 2 defense installations, 2 patrol drones. And then for your resource processing, you have 2 defense installations, 2 patrol drones, yada yada. Yes, Montana. It can be complicated. If you don't know what you're looking at and are kind of just flying by the seat of your pants, which, to be fair, that's exactly what I'm doing. But I do know programming a little bit, so it helps. But we also... He only has spawn conditions for the boss, which is weird, unless that's in a different thing. Installation behavior. So he's also got MES generic weapons. It'll call the Atmo cargo ship. It has bot crew and station damage. Then Ember trigger group station interactions. So some of this I will have to kind of figure out as we go, because if we look at the default, it has replenish systems true, which is like ammo, oxygen, yada yada, right? Use rival AI is false. Rival AI replace remote control, false. AI spawn, false. I don't know. I may have that as true, but a lot of our stuff at this beginning is going to be planetary installation. We're going to change that to true. And then we'll have to mess with the position and the base name. And frequency, possibly. Is pirate true? Yeah. Faction owner, we'll have to change the name of that. Dun, dun. We'll have to change the name of the spawn group. Ooh. Sorry. Should be good with that, to be fair. Okay. So, let's get in and let me move this back over to my other set of tabs so I can bring you. Let's just go ahead and build more bases because I want to get them all at least in a row or in an area that we can see them and kind of decide what they're going to be used for. Because I made that little habitation base yesterday. I need to edit it a little bit, kind of, tiny bit. And then I know Nari placed down a bunch of our old bases and locations. So we gotta see. Oh, my legs. But how are you doing today, Montana? You enjoying your day? Hopefully having a good day. Hopefully. Kinda. One thing I would like to do is learn how like assert bunkers puts bases underground. Because as far as I know, there isn't any way to despawn or delete voxels. All the games you want to play? What all games you want to play? This sounds like you got a list a mile long. Ugh, I'm bouncing. Just boing, 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 boing. And if you saw my Steam list, you would see that, yes, I am kind of the same way. I know I want to get back to that Cubic Odyssey as well. That was kind of fun, and it has like somewhat of a story to it. The desync with multiplayer gets a little bit annoying, but I think the rest of it kind of outshines that, so I'm not too worried about it. Plus, it's like a week old, not even. So, Jesus. What am I standing next to? Did I respawn? What happened here? Oh, I guess so. That would make sense. Where even am I? I'm in Eisen's one ship. That would be why. How do I leave? Let me out. I played some World of Tanks today. Ooh, I haven't played that in a long time. Crossout. Oh. Crossout I haven't... I played it when it first came out. Has it gotten any better? I know it was kind of iffy there for a while. Minecraft, Halo Wars, Warships. So you're kind of like us. You like the combat side of stuff, but, you know, the relax RPG, kind of do whatever you want type thing. Shut up, phone. There's so much going on over here. We may need to move some of this. Any day. It'll come in eventually. Hey, there's the little base we want. There's just a lot here, just from yesterday, from us spawning a lot of stuff in. So we're going to give it a minute. And kind of let things breathe. Just kind of let it happen. Let it continue to grow. Yeah, see, that's kind of what Crossout was starting to turn into when I quit playing it. And they've gone the way of, what the hell? Oh, hey, that's part of my truck that blew up. Fair enough. But that's kind of what happened with them for me to kind of stop playing it. I wasn't too keen on the whole... That's part of the problem, is a lot of Battle Pass games are doing that lately. And a lot of shooters are doing that. I mean, I understand if you're like a free-to-play game, but when you're not, you've already made the money off of the player. Just give them the content and let them do the thing. Ooh. Button. No button. Okay. That's fine, too. Hey, look, a grinder. I don't have one of those. But, yeah, like, a lot of shooters have gone the way of Battle Pass and even Battlefield. I was really hoping Battlefield would stay away from it. To be fair, Battlefield had a rough start, so... The 2042. I am excited for the next one. Hopefully they fix their shit. I'm about to break the server, break the server, break the server. 'Cause there's too many things spawning in. Dun-dun-dun. What is this massive contraption? Ari must have been busy. Ooh. What do we got going on here? What's happening here, Nari? What are you doing? There's an entryway. There's a couple entryways. Why is that lower? What's happening? Why does that hurt my brain? What? Okay. Cryo. Assembler. Cargo container. I'm guessing this goes to... outside. Okay. Oh, I see. And then this goes to your little pilot seat, kind of chilling. Nice. Yeah, that's what caught my eye. I was like, it definitely looks cool. Like a little dropship, almost. I like it. And then you have this contraption, which... Okay, that's like an ion miner. Or like the... Oh, I see. It's the... We'll stay away from that. He mentioned this yesterday. This is one of his friend's ships that's a little bit high school DxD. obsessed. Um, but yeah, that's like the survival miner. Yes, anime girls. And then there's a base. Is this all the base? I think it is, actually. That's actually kind of neat, to be honest. Not even gonna lie about it. It's like a space station. More anime girls. More anime girls. They're everywhere. I can't get away from them. Ugh, so many things. Love the bases you guys build, but I appreciate it. Definitely helps. Ooh, here it is. This is the ship we had, or the base we had in Ares. I think Nari originally designed this one too, to be honest. Yeah, because then you have the little miner here. That was when we were playing the Ares at War scenario. And then we have all of our bases from season 2, I believe? Question mark? I want to say season 2 of our crossplay server. We made a bunch of bases for buying materials because you couldn't drill, you couldn't mine anything. So we made bases for you to go buy things at. And every time the server restarted, or every like 5-ish, 10 minutes, you could come into the store and buy different ores. Sadly, that will not be the case this time. That will probably be ground down in these bases. But we will swap that out for like different rewards you can get. I mean, to be fair, it's which one is this? Silicon. So you have crap ton of silicon throughout the base. Glass, the LEDs, all the stuff. So if you need it, you can get one of these. But they'll probably spawn in the MES mod as just sell points. I don't know if we will have it to where you can actually buy things from them, because I don't know if we can do that. Because yeah, it's still 1 per, and I have 10,000. So if I say 856, let's just do 865. 865. Oh, it actually did take it. So if it spawns with this in it, then I wonder if they could actually buy the materials then. Because that would be kind of cool. Have the different like iron and silicon bases spawn in. Be selling me their riches. And then I think this was cobalt for the metal grids. And then you have iron for all the steel plate. And then nickel. And most of these are just like processing and sell points that we built for the server. So, but they all have their own little thing. Like this has a crap ton of batteries, which we're probably going to have to kind of wreck, because I don't know if somebody wants one of those with that many batteries. And then you have Eisen's base that he built. Little single man starter base. Then you can go up to here and you can go to the roof deck. Kinda nice, kinda nice. You got my little one over there. You got the splitsy tree from season 2. And then you have our sell point, which I wonder if this still works. Yeah, nothing to sell. Around, what is it, 865? Yeah, it's just because there's no balance in the base itself. Okay, well that sucks. You wouldn't be able to sell, but we could label it as like a sell point and have a couple cargo containers and turrets dotted around. Because the Ronin Empire is supposed to be like this huge, well, empire, right? Oh, what is this? To the point where they trying to take over everything, but in a business way. And if you don't like the business way, they will forcefully take it from you, which is where like the big ships and all the guns come from. But I don't want it to be too difficult, but I also want it to have some gradient to it where you have easy stuff like this you can find, and then you have like the different sell points, and then you slowly get up into like rovers and ships with guns, little bigger rovers, to big ass ships that are flying around and you can take out, that have a bunch of stuff on them. That's the hope anyway. So it's just a matter of getting it going. So there is a couple touch-ups I want to do on this base here. One, I want to redo this little cargo area because I want to have a basic assembler, of course. So that can go right there. I want to have a basic refinery. Which can go there. That has a spot on the end, right? No, it doesn't. So it would have to be like this. Right? Get rid of that for now. I can't see because I made this place too tight. Yeah, it doesn't have anything on the bottom. It's only on the back and the front. So, sadly, we would have to put it like that. I mean, which is fine, I guess. I'm not too worried about it. Just how would it look? Let's just put it down and see. Yeah, because I don't really want to be able to see into the bedroom. So what if we... I'm trying to think of a way we'd be able to get away with it. Because we could put the assembler like here, but then we wouldn't have any space for our cargo, because we do want cargo access. Okay, I know what we're doing. We're just gonna punch a hole. And we are going to... I completely put that cargo container in the wrong spot. do we just punch a hole? Because what would that look like on the outside then? Get me out of the door. Little weird, a little awkward. Not sure. I like it. Yeah, we building bases. Getting our MES builds on, man. Trying to, anyway. I have a very tight spot, and I'm trying to fit things that probably aren't going to fit. To be fair, I could do this. No, I can't. God damn it. I can do this, however. So we can put that back there. Right? Right? Stay with me now. We can put that there for cargo access on the front. And then once I find it, there it is. It would be that way. Let's put the basic assembly there. Let's put the refinery there. Let's bring the cargo. Yeah, there. And then if we get our fancy dancy new cargo terminal, we can put it right there. I mean, it kind of defeats the purpose of having it over here. But, I mean, do what you can. Have fun, Nakor. No guns, eyes are not on none. No, not yet. Logistics. Logistics. Where's the cargo cab? Is that part of, like, decorations? No? Oh, the conveyor cap? Maybe. Why is all the cool things for small grid only? Explain that. Come on, Keen. Give me a microwave I can put on my base. That isn't, like, in the kitchen already. Because I know it is. Conveyor cap. That's what I want. I always forget which way this is. And we definitely have to change this color, because that's... What? I don't want to take stuff out. Can't build with small grid. I mean, I can build with small grid. It's just... God damn it. Gonna make me mad. There we go. I can build with small grid. I just can't do the super gridding that a lot of people do. One, I have a thing about being able to spawn stuff in and run things on a server. So if I can't run it on a server reliably, I don't necessarily want it built that way. And I understand everybody has their own way of doing things, and there's nothing wrong with doing it that way. It's just my preference. I don't like having to explain to people, yeah, look, you gotta do this, and then you can't spawn this on a server, and you gotta make sure it's, within these bounds, and this many PCU, and you have to blueprint this small grid thing, and you can only spawn it in creative. If I can't hook it up to a welder and do it, I don't necessarily want it. Like I said, everybody's got different preferences, but that's just mine. 5 offset. Let's go down a little bit. Intensity can stay there. We'll keep the color the same. That's fine. But I do want to copy, rename. Light panel, hab, ceiling. Now we want to copy all, because then I will do this and paste. And then copy, paste. Copy, paste. There. Now I should be able to have my lights off, and this place nicely lit up, minus the bedroom, because I need to mess with this light. So yeah, large grid can definitely be easier with the storage and everything that's part of it. Especially when you're piping a lot of things at once and all that. It definitely helps. But I know with me, small grid necessarily isn't hard to pipe, but you can get a lot more detail. The problem with mine and small grid is I tend to build big whether I like it or not. And it just always happens that way. And then we have our bathroom with the best placed toilet. Right in front of the door, right in front of the window. I love it. But yeah, small grid, actually I think there's an example out here. Like Nari and Eisen, they're very good about doing things like this, where it keeps it compact. You can, fit quite a bit of stuff in this. They have a survival kit, an oxygen tank, I think, and then a cryo with storage that amounts to a medium cargo. I tried to do that same thing, where I thought Nari had one out here. Maybe. I would have to see. But this is a good example. Like, this was a rover with a few turrets on it. It had 1, 2, 3, 4 turrets on the sides, and then a custom gun on top, right? It worked great, and it had, I think, a medium cargo's worth of ammo, or placement, or storage. But then you look at, like, this one has a medium cargo. That's got 4 medium cargos. This is like a straight up... Oh, that's a ship. I don't think Eisen put any of his small rovers over here. He doesn't build small very often. But, like, this has many cargos. Actually, I think that's a hydrogen tank with a few cargos, if I remember right. But, yeah, I mean, mine end up huge. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good example. I always build big when it comes to small grid is the point, and I can't get away from it. But I think this base is pretty much done, honestly. Because you have cargo, you have armory lockers, of course, basic assembler, basic refinery, bed, cabinet, whatever all the other stuff is. Small cargo container. What? Oh, yeah. And then you have the cargo terminal. So basically what amounts to 2 mediums, a basic assembler, and basic refinery. Which is fine. That's perfect. Just how it is. Let's go ahead and put this back. That way it kind of hides it a little bit. And then I gotta replace the whole roof that I put. Damn kids. Yeah. Now this place technically should be sealed from the outside. If I wanted to put a vent, we could. But I don't know if I want to. Because I don't necessarily have a need to. Oh, what I want to try though, I want to see how it'll look. Let a little more natural light in. Where's my windows? There they are. I want to see this one. Yeah. Then this one. Get rid of, please. Thank you. And then that one. And then we have our slope. Ah. That's not cool. It's just the right height. Yeah, man. Okay. Because I was trying to see if I could get it to like match the 2x1 height, and I forgot that the slopes are like a 45 and not the other way around. That sucks. It'd be cool if they did, though. Why don't you do cool things? What about this way? I mean, I know that's gonna be like crappy, but
Fuel critical.
that don't make no sense. Yeah, I don't like how that just kind of does its own thing. What I would do is end up cutting out the bottom and putting the windows right up against it. Kind of like this. But then I wouldn't be able to do it there, so. Always ruining my fun. No, not what I want. There we go. Although I do wonder if there's a way to get windows to look a little better on this thing, because right now it is kind of meh. Let's just get rid of that. Send that all the way down. I do have to replace the battery. That's one thing I gotta do. And put like a wind turbine up here somewhere. One or two of them. Maybe two. Maybe I can run them off the porch, like on either side. You think? That'd be kind of cool. Where should we put the battery? Put it down here? No, because you'd see it from the outside. I want it somewhere kind of nonchalant, to where you're not really gonna notice it all that well. Maybe up in here. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. Let's go outside, because I can go through the roof a lot easier. So it would be right about there. Yep. Cool. And then we will put that facing down. Kind of like that. And then we can swap some of this paint out to kind of give it a little bit of a texture. Because we don't want it all the same texture, right? We want it to kind of blend in with each other. So we'll do that. And then we'll take this dust and kind of spread it along the base as well. Or along the side, anyway. Because I know I did a lot of the side in the rusted. But this will help get a little bit of different texture going. Being giant squares, it's a little harder, but it's kind of like a camouflage almost. Think of that. You want kind of like a pixelated splotch almost is what you're looking for. Kind of like that. Then we can get rid of that battery. We can get rid of those. And we can run this all the way down. Kind of like that. Because that part will hopefully be in the ground anyway. So I'm not too worried about it. Because I'm hoping to have about half of this block in the ground. So like half of this height. That's the spawn range I'm going for anyway. Now this isn't going to have any hookups to it, so I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about production too much. I shouldn't need that much power. Let's go ahead and try just using a few wind turbines, and that should give us what we need. Let's try one first, because I will still need an antenna too, so let's just see what one will give us, because we can kind of shape that armor around that. Let's find our battery. Turn those off. Off. Oh, no, I want those anyway. All of those we want off of there. Okay. So that's basically a lot of our like cargo and stuff. So that'll be fine. Twin blade turbine. How much are you making? Infinite seconds. Battery 2. It is recharging. So as it sits, it can fully recharge the batteries. Which is fine, because that's pretty much all it's gonna do. So I'm not worried about it. Did I ever put a remote on here? I don't think I did. No. So we need to put a remote. Which shouldn't be too hard. I'll put it like back here behind the kitchen or something. Actually, just put it here in the floor. And then Matt. Give me the floor. There you go. Now you gotta find it. Then we need an antenna, which is fine. We can do that as well. Do we want to go like large beast or do we want to go compact? I think compact would be fine. No? Because we can put it like just here. We'll put it off to the side over here. I think that would be better. Oh, God. Sorry. Apologies. Yeah, I think over to the side would be better. And now we do have to rename the grid. We do have easy rename, so I'm not too worried about it. We will do REH for Ronin Empire Hub. Prefix name. And then compact antenna HUD text. Habitation base. And we'll give it a 5K broadcast. Info, we will do RE25 HB. Just hab base. That should be fine. Now, technically, this base should be good to go as far as MES is concerned. I can take the blueprint of this, copy it, export it, and make an MES mod with just this base. But I don't want to do that. I want more bases. So, we gotta make more bases. We're definitely going to use these, though. So I want to be able to do that. We just have to go through and make sure. Because I think these have reactors somewhere. At least I thought so. Yeah, 2 small reactors. Yeah. Which I'm not too worried about. We can do that.
Howdy.
Hey, hey. What's going on?
Not too much. What's going on?
Just got done touching up the habitation base. Got the antenna, got a wind turbine on it, got The remote control, for all
Excellent.
intents and purposes, it is ready to go. I put a basic refinery, basic assembler, cargo container, and cargo access port.
Oh, you didn't use the new cargo terminal?
Oh, that's what I
There's
meant,
one.
yeah. Yeah, it's the new cargo terminal thing.
Okay, so are you going to put it in the framework now and see if it works?
Yeah, I think that's going to be it. So, theoretically, if we just blueprint it. Dun, dun, dun. Copy to clipboard. Thing is, I don't think, yeah, F11 doesn't work in a multiplayer thing, so I will have to hop over to single player. Alright, hold on, because blueprints... I wonder if blueprints show up as SBC.
I thought they did.
Let me make sure. Roaming. Space Engineers. Because here's where you'll find if you are able to export it in your actual Space Engineers folder. Where is blueprints? There it is. Local. So this was RE25 HB head base. Blueprint SBC, and then SBC B5. So I might be able to just use that. Because if we look at this, and we go back to Space Engineers, export, all I have is rovers, but I guess it'll be a good comparison. I mean, ship blueprint, prefab, planetary rover, at base. Okay, so it is, yeah, it is a different type, but why not just change ship blueprints to prefab? Is there something else that's... Oh, yeah. Because it tells you, like, the DLC stuff. You'd have to edit it a little bit, but it looks like everything else is about the same, to be honest. Local position orientation. Yeah, I mean, it's mainly those top 5 lines by the looks of it. What about container? I mean, I could try it. I don't see why not. But...
Because that's all the
block
base
info.
MES.
Yeah. Well, base MES is Ugh. Oh, RH lab freezer. Okay. Lights. Well, what about the bottom? What's the bottom look like? Yeah, again, prefab. Blueprint has like workshop ID, Steam owner ID, but it might not be too hard just to convert it over to a prefab.
I thought there was something specific you had to do to make it a prefab.
Just export it.
Oh, you just have to export it?
Yeah. And by the looks of it, all it does is get rid of like the workshop stuff, owner points, and then changes ship blueprint to prefab. And then at the top, it'll get rid of like the DLC info and display name. Yeah. And then change ship blueprint to prefab.
Okay. So why couldn't you just edit it here in XML? Or is this
what I'm wondering.
Notepad Plus or what it is?
This is
whatever it is
you
use
got
to
me on
edit.
the spot,
Okay.
yeah.
No.
So let's go back to desktop.
That's a key.
SE mods. I gotta remember the structure of MES, which I think is actually here, to be fair. Yeah, because you have your data folder, spawning, and then spawn groups, you have prefabs, station. Now, off the top of your head, actually, you might have one. A blueprint of like an Ember or Reaver base.
Yeah. Reavers don't make bases.
Or whoever has a base or ship. Basically, what I'm looking at is just to see if the actual name, if they have that. Let's do spawning, prefabs, station. This NPC IBR in the name, or if it is put in there by MES, which I doubt. I think it's actually part of the name. But
I believe it's part of the name, but I can certainly bring out a Reaver real quick.
Yeah. I just start blowing shit up.
No, this one appears to be disabled.
Nice.
Or yeah, looks like because this is one I pulled off with the NPC thrusters, so we don't have.
Yeah, it is part of the name. NPC Reaver Berserker. Okay, so yeah, that's how Meridian named his stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that they were easy to identify.
Yep, which is fine. That's what I wanted to know. Because that's how... do we want... No, because I have mine as like the RE25, but we could do NPC...
Well, but you could put a
RNE.
prefix on it. Yeah. NPC RNE and then RE25 have base.
Yeah. So, because I want them to all be similar when we actually name them.
Right.
So we can do NPC RNE, and then I have my RE25 HP, which we can get rid
Yeah.
of. I ain't worried too much about that.
And those are fine. I mean, it's up to you. So we might have some with some very similar names then. Or we might need to figure out how to name these 15 different miners different things besides miner, or this other miner, or other miner, or
Right.
miner with a
Well,
hat.
So for bases, I think like hab base and defense post and stuff like that will be fine. But for the ships, if we want to do like the RE25, so my naming is very simple. It's just RE for Ronin Empire, the -25 for the year, and then you'll see like the SM or SE for small explorer, small miner, whatever it happens to be. And then it'll be a colon, and then you'll have like a single or double quote. I usually do single because the blueprints and stuff use doubles, and it can confuse shit. Actually, hold on. I can just show you.
Yeah, but I am generally very bad with names. Like, I have probably 7 ships that are named Atmo Miner at least.
Yeah.
So,
if we go to the Razor Blade, you have the RE for Ronin Empire, 25 for the year, GS for gunship, and then you have the designation, which is Razor Blade. Same thing with the Mayfly. RE25 for Ronin Empire of 25, SE for Small Explorer, and then Mayfly for the designation.
yeah. I mean, we can certainly do that. It's not hard to rename a grid.
No.
And like I said, I'm just bad at names, so...
Oh, trust me, so am I. That's why most of mine have that same thing, and they'll have like Scorpion or Mayfly or something like that. Salamander.
So I've recently been naming them RN season by season.
Yeah.
So...
Get something to drink. But it wouldn't be too hard.
Can't forget this one. The Banshee. Is this the finished one? Looks like it.
Your Banshee? My Banshee? One of them?
Your Banshee.
My Banshee.
Well, your Banshee that I modified
Built
to...
on.
Yeah, Greeble for you.
Where are you at in this mess?
By the small grid, large ore detector.
It's upside down.
Oh, is it?
It is.
Yep, it sure is. Looks like it's definitely missing the guns, and
I was gonna say it's
Doesn't
definitely
have
missing
back-
parts.
yeah, from the individual blocks we had that season, so... Because we're missing the fighter cockpit, the secondary cockpit that you had.
Yeah.
All the guns off of it. And this backplate. Maybe this wasn't the finished one.
I was gonna say there's something missing there. I'm not sure. Do I have a Banshee? No, I do not. Oh no, mine was called the Widow, wasn't it?
Yeah, yours originally was called the Widow.
Yeah. What? That's not what I wanted.
That doesn't look like the Widow.
No, it doesn't.
Let's see. Banshee 1.
There it is. Yeah. It's definitely missing some stuff, but chat, this is what I was talking about when I say I build big when it comes to small grids. I can't help myself. It's definitely missing parts, but can always use that as
Just
like a
fill it in.
crash. Yeah,
Yeah, use it as a rec or just fill in the missing blocks.
not hard. What is it missing? Just that cockpit piece, I think.
And the guns. I don't see any guns on yours.
Gatling, rocket pods.
Oh, okay. Maybe that one is only missing the
Yeah,
cockpit and the secondary cockpit.
I think it is, because this one I think was smaller. Well, quote unquote smaller.
I mean,
Is it missing stuff on the bottom? I can't tell. I don't think so. I don't know. This is an old design, so it's hard to say.
mm-hmm.
Definitely come a long way. Because now I have stuff like this. Which actually flies relatively nicely. It's all vanilla. I mean, you have little thrust, and it won't hold itself upwards when you're flying sideways. But that's what you get for a little Explorer.
And honestly, most ships that are general use don't have omnidirectional thrust.
Black Star Radio, thank you. Yeah, see, we're trying to, well, not trying. We are slowly figuring it out as we go. But right now we're just trying to get like the collection of all of our stuff and deciding what we want to use.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot of different ships between just the three of us, which Eisen isn't here at the moment, but you figure most of mine are going to be like bases and random ships with modded parts.
Most of mine are going to be small grid.
Right, like the rover here, it had modded turrets on it, so I'd have to replace those.
Or wreck it, one of the two.
Yeah, that's also a possibility. Actually, I have where's my rover?
Which rover?
Scorpion.
I think I
There
have
it
one.
is. I have it. There we go. There's my little crane rover. Community sourcing is a thing, and we are, especially with our Discord and the players that play in the servers, or the crossplay server that we run, stuff like that. We're definitely giving them a shot at it as well. But we also want to make sure we can build one that works.
Yeah, we have to get it
And-
working first.
Yeah, we want to get the mod working, get it having a baseline of stuff, and then we're going to do the Ronin Empire community, allowing players to submit some builds. We'll figure out what kind of builds we want, and then go from there, basically.
Could have another contest.
Yeah.
As long as I don't have to build another damn landlord.
Make it look like a pirate ship.
It looked cool, but goddamn was that a lot of work. Especially since you denied us DLC.
100% vanilla. No mods, no DLC required. But while you are spawning in more ships and deciding what you're gonna look at, I'm going to exit to main menu, and I'm going to test and see if changing the SBC blueprint works. The same as exporting, because I don't know if something changes along that way. So
I wonder if hopefully the exporting just modifies it automatically, and you can modify it by hand.
right, and that's kind of what I'm hoping. Spawning prefab station. So what I want to do is go to roaming. Space.
I am planning on taking these over to the ice lake and sorting them by size once I get everything out of my blueprint folder.
Everything that you like?
Actually, I'm just pulling out everything that is actually mine. Not the various things that I've stolen from other MES mods, and so, because better to have more options and just say, don't like this one.
Right.
And this one's good. You know?
Which makes sense. So let's see how Ember does theirs. They have their prefabs station. Okay, so they have just the SBC and the SBC 5. So I will need... Oh, put that back over there.
So they have both the regular blueprint and the exported one?
No. So the SBC and then SBC B5. The B5 kind of just tells you... I wonder if it'll show me. No, of course not. Binary. But if I remember right, it's kind of like a orientation or how it looks or the save of that one thing. And then the regular SBC is like its default positioning, looks, blueprint, basically. And then the B5 is how it currently is. I want you to be copied, not all the other stuff. So let's do the SBC first, because I need to rename these. I didn't redo the blueprint, which is fine. I can actually just do it here. So let me change all occurrences, which I don't think there really is. Okay, there's 2. Fair enough. And we want to switch that to MPC RNE.
I do not remember why I built this little drone.
Hat base. Replace those. And then let me
side to side thrusters.
Open this back up.
If I get it.
What's that?
I have this little tiny drone that I made. I don't remember why, but it doesn't have any side-to-side thrust on it. So I wonder if I got interrupted while I was working on it and never got it finished. So That's alright. It flipped over and crashed, so
Don't know.
it's not wandering around anymore.
We just want that to be prefabs. And then this we want to be prefab. Get rid of display name all the way down to that. And then we want to go to the bottom. And this needs to be prefab, right? Yes. Okay. And then get rid of those as well. Now, I don't know if that's actually going to work because of the SBC B5 file, but can always try, I guess. At most, it's probably just going to be it'd probably just be easier to spawn it in a
single player world.
Player. Yeah.
Spawn it. Yeah.
Well, let me just do that because it's going to make it way more difficult than it actually has to be. So. And you and Eisen can do the same thing. Once you find out which stuff you want to use and get it like MES ready, or if I do it, I will spawn it in a single player world because you have to be offline too, I believe. Load game. And we will go to rover test, edit settings. It will be offline. Good. Mods. The only thing I want to make sure I have is like easy rename and
Build vision.
Yeah, build vision, build info, yada yada. So build info, build vision. I have a bunch of parts from other stuff. Let me get easy rename, easy inventory, easy block renaming. Oh yeah, I forgot. There's an extra renaming now.
What does the extra do?
It adds a find and replace button.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. I don't know if you need both though, so I'm just gonna add both. Because there's easy block renaming and then easy block renaming extra, which adds that button. So
get your shark drone out here.
kind of nice. My shark drone.
Yeah, from that scenario.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Got a copy of that.
The big one or the little one?
The big one.
Ah. I wonder if that thing will still work as like a skid. Or it had thrusters, didn't it? No, it's a giant skid.
It was a hover. Yeah, it was a hovercraft.
Yeah.
So, was there a seat to it? There's a dead engineer on this one.
Yeah, there probably was a few of those, because there were a lot of them in the scenario I was making. Which I gotta get back to that. Maybe we'll go back to that one of these days.
Yeah, it works just fine.
Nice. Now see, why can't I build something like that? You guys see that? Right there. That fucking ship. That looks cool. I can't do that. I can't even build something as small as like that little rover. Mine always ends up like gigantic. But then again, I think I'm going to blame Eisen and Nari because I always build for like large cargo capacity, not just I can take a couple welders with me.
What? Eisen, maybe.
Definitely Eisen.
I build teeny tiny things.
This is true. You were my example earlier when I was talking about, actually before you came in, how Montana was saying she can't build small grids very easily because I forget the reason she said, or he, whoever you are, they can't build small grid very easily, and I was using your examples because I was like, I build small grid because I like the detail and you can get a lot more detail with it, but you also, I don't build small grids because I always end up putting lots of cargo like this, and then just the Scorpion alone, it has large cargo container on it.
Well, I usually limit myself to about 2 medium
bus.
cargoes for most small grids that I make.
Yeah.
Because that gives me a good enough cargo capacity to adventure around without needing, an entire truck.
Right. Like even the respawn rover, you need 6 wheels. Because I put like everything on it that you would need starting out. Where I've seen like some respawn rovers that people make that are half this size, and it has pretty much the same stuff on it.
Yeah.
I'm like, how? Don't mind that in the background. We'll just shush about that.
Yeah.
I'll go over here where you won't be able to see it as well.
There are a lot of little tricks you can do to squeeze in parts, that's for sure.
Yeah, and that's what my brain doesn't do very well at. Because I'll be like, yeah, I want a refinery, so I'm gonna have a refinery. We'll just put you there. Control C, F11, export clipboard to file. Now, that should be in exports. Hab base right there. Now I'm going to delete that because I need to rename this base because I renamed it afterwards. REH is still in front of everything. That's good. That's good. Info. So we have MPC, RNE, oops, Hab base, convert to ship. Now, question is, what do we want to put in here? I like how you can open the doors on stuff, but you can't put anything in it. Yeah, so like the little, well, I guess, yeah, because I think you can set MES to not replace loot in containers. So we could just set default stuff. Or
for
we
testing
can
purposes, just throw 3,000 or 4,000 kilograms of ice in there.
Well, here we'll put some, in the freezer. We'll put
some uranium in the freezer.
Yeah. We'll put 150 ice, because you don't need more than that. What else can we put stuff in over here in the kitchen? Oh, we can put some in the lab cabinet. We can put some energy. What was it? Power, whatever.
Power kits?
Yeah, power kits. We'll put 15 in there. No, we'll put 5. Can't be making you motherfuckers rich. And then we have our cargo terminal. we can put.
I really think you should set it to a specific item, all of the cargo, so that you can track whether or not it replaces the cargo, rather than throwing in a bunch of random stuff, like it's an actual spawn.
Well, I'm trying to keep track if it keeps that stuff or not. If MES will keep the actual items in.
Right, but if you do something like 25 steel plates in every container,
No,
and
no,
if anything
it's
has something different, then it's been modifying the.
yeah, everything has something different in it. So this one, 150 ice, the 5 power kits, and then in the cargo over here, I put the 50 silicon just to see if
Okay.
it keeps that. So now if I go to F10, let me copy this. F10, replace. Actually, just let me do this. Get rid of that head base. There. Now I only have the one.
Oh.
So we'll copy it. Export clipboard to file.
That orca I was building on when we were on that desert planet.
Orca.
I was trying to build a Command and Conquer orca.
Oh, yeah.
Or no, this was Eisen's orca.
I know one of you was working on one.
Yeah, this was Eisen's ship. Recognize the gun profile being LVS.
Yeah. Okay, so let's start basic, because I have like the whole like file structure and stuff similar to Ember, which I don't want to do off the rip. So let's get used to it and do just Ronin Empire without the MES. And okay, now is where I need to kind of watch his video, because I forget the file structure that he said to do. History, and don't worry, I can still see you, chat. I got you. Here we go. And then I will make it to where you guys don't have to hear it. But I just want to see his file structure. Okay, so we have new folder. That's his data folder. Prefabs.
Oh, huh. The Dusty Susan before she got her name, and when she was still pretty clean and pristine.
Really?
Before we decided to... Yeah, when she was just called the Pertam gas hauler and was still mostly white before we rusted her out and everything.
Hmm.
Alright, I can show you. Give me a sec.
Let me get you up here. Dun, dun, dun. Watch. Pop out. I gotta go through a little rigmarole here.
Yeah.
There we go. Now you guys can see it. Nice.
Yeah.
Before she was
Didn't
all
realize it.
decrepit, huh?
Yep. Well, a little bit decrepit, but yeah, she was still mostly white at this point, and we
Yeah.
hadn't named her yet. So
Honestly, I don't know which one I like better the look of. It's hard to say.
I like the rusted out version. Gives her character.
Right.
So
No. We want. I think it's just there. Okay, that did save as an SBC file. Good.
got the salamander.
Sorry, chat. I'm just kind of making sure my file structure is correct here. But I think that's pretty much going to be it for the most part. Spawn group here. Because if we go to his spawn group for his stations, defense installation, yeah, okay. So we can do the same thing. So we can do Ronin. Oh, if I can spell, spawn gorp. Group. God damn it. Oh my god. Thank you. We'll just call it have. Right. Because if we go into his station, defense installation, that's this one. So yeah, we'll just call it have base. Because that's basically what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
same shit. And then we are going to planetary installation. True. then faction owner, we are going to change it to... What should be the Ronin faction tag be, since it can be 4?
Can it be 4 even for MES?
Yeah. I thought so.
Because all the ones I thought were 3. We don't have any factions in this.
Well, yeah, I guess even MES has to do 3, don't they?
Yeah.
Okay, well, they can do RON then. Or, what did I have it in the crossface?
RER?
RER is ours. That's the Ronin Empire Rebels.
Right.
And then I had, like, ROE or RON.
Yeah, RON is our normal faction tag.
Yeah. We'll do RON. Let's put it that way. Is pirate true? Frequency 5.
And pump up the spawn rate to as high as you can. Since you've only got... Because you'll still need to travel a bit because you have to meet all the spawning conditions.
Yeah.
So...
Well, I can force spawn it if anything. So let's go back in here. Control C. Control V. So...
Where do you set the threat level for different items?
So that is...
Because this is one of the ones you'd want as a low threat level.
Yeah, that's
so
the...
They find it early.
I think it's in the behavior.
Okay.
Because if we go to... So here's his defense installation. Spawn condition groups, actually. Installation small. So if we go to spawn conditions... No? Because that's just the boss one. Manipulations. Oh, I don't know. Let me just copy that and search for it, because no way. We don't want that.
Oh, okay.
Ah, so it's actually built into MES there. Defense. Installation small. Spawn conditions group. Groups. But that doesn't tell me a whole lot. 'Cause that's like the only place that that is, too. I don't know. I'm getting ahead of myself. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, let's start it. I was just, yeah, let's make it simple.
Curious.
I was just talking about making sure that it could spawn easily, so that you could see it spawn and didn't have to ramp your threat score up to a bazillion to get it to spawn.
Right.
Oh,
Let me
right.
copy that. Open a new tab. Because I want back in here. Mods. Paste.
Wow.
And we
Naked
should
Widow.
be able to spawn that in. What's that?
I said
hey.
Naked Widow.
Yeah.
Your
That's a widow
basic frame. Yep. Oops. Dropped it from a bit high. But... Yep.
Rover test. Edit settings. Mods. We want the regular Ronin Empire, and we want modular encounter systems. There it is. Staring right at it. So that should be good. Because we have our remote, we have our antenna, we have everything.
It's set as a spawnable planetary defense thing.
Well, it's just a default like base at the moment. Because I know, like Ember, Reavers, they create the faction. I don't know how, and I'll have to look. But we should be able to see.
Well, see, the thing is, the reason why I suggested RER is because if we use it in the future and we have the Ronin faction already, is that going to block it from the RON faction already?
Well,
or is that going to block MES because that faction already exists?
The idea being we start just using the RER one, Ronin Empire Rebels.
Oh, okay.
And the Ronin Empire will be the quote-unquote bad guys.
Okay.
That's the hope, anyway. Very good. Very good.
Energy low.
Now, if we do /MES dot get eligible spawns at position, sent to clipboard. So if we go back in here, file, we just do a new text file. It should do it at the bottom, shouldn't it?
Yeah, it should pop to the bottom of the list. And you just add it.
Eligible spawns. So mine is not on here.
Hmm.
I think I'm also on a weird planet, so let me...
Are you on Octave still?
Yeah. So let me
Yeah.
go to...
That's not Octave. Oh no, that's your other world.
Yeah.
Energy critical.
Oh, this is Westworld. Is that Salos? No, that's Pertam.
I think it's per time,
Yeah.
which I need to go to...
Do you have to say what planet they're able to be spawned on?
I'm not sure. Which is why I want to go to... Here we go.
Earth-like?
Yeah, just in case.
Mm-hmm.
My helipad should be here somewhere. This is where we took the pictures for the thumbnails for the current season. Alright, so let me try again.
It doesn't look anywhere like where we're actually at.
No,
Considering it's not a huge cliff.
does not. Planetary installation eligible. Mars and Earth-like. Pardon. See, it doesn't say. Just get rid of the old one. It's not telling me that it is.
Yeah, I see that. It's not listing any eligible spawns.
No.
What's your terrain like? Because they do have to have a certain amount of flat space. I don't know how much it is.
Right.
But they do have to have a certain amount of flat space available to... That one's all finished.
Yeah.
So I had to... So,
Lord knows this is old too, so
yeah.
he might have changed it similar to Ember's current one, but I don't know. Yeah, and see, Ember has 5. Faction override is IMBER, so could just put Ronin.
Okay, so yeah, they do have a faction override that.
Yeah. No, we're doing a welcome, by the way, Space Engineer Builds. We are doing a MES mod, or making the attempt to do so. That's kind of where we're at. Right now we have a single base. We have this one. Trying to figure out, it is a planetary installation. Frequency is pirate is true. High base, modular encounter spawn group. But we're trying to do an MES mod and see what's going on here. So let me go to mods, Ronin Empire. We get this other one, because this is the one I'm changing. So let me just get rid of the station folder for now, because he doesn't have that, but Ember does. So let me just get rid of that and put the SBC directly in prefabs. And exit to main menu, don't save. Yeah. Your own ships become the enemy. Yes, that's basically the idea in layman's terms. As you can see with Nari up there in the corner, he's going through his list of blueprints to see what all he would like to put into it.
Donate. Yeah.
I built this little base just to try it out, just to get the idea behind it, because you know we could always just copy Ember, copy Reavers. Yeah, I know it's currently running. Whatever. Stop running and then play it. We could always just copy one of the other ones, but I mean, what's the fun in that? Knowing how it works to me is better than copy paste, because then you can modify, manipulate it, you know, different ways, which is, while it's loading, I'll show you.
It'd be really nice to get a faction war type of MES mod eventually.
Right,
where
especially
if two different factions that will actually fight.
Yeah, and that's one thing. So I did figure out kind of how he has that. It's built into MES, sadly. But I have Ember's like full mod list here, or mod file, and I have modular encounters mod file. So I could, and I did, copy everything over. If we like close these, they're the same thing, minus like the metadata, thumbnails, yada yada yada. But mine are blank, like there's nothing in these. There's nothing. But if I can figure out, you know, how Ember works, I can do the same thing for Ronin, and then make multiple Ronins, like a Rebels faction or a Colonies faction, you know, stuff like that, and have them fight each other. That'd be cool. I'd love to make a mod to add my ships to the NPC stores for purchase.
Yeah, I've seen mods like that.
I thought there was a mod that you could add your ships to the store. I know you can mod your ships into the store.
I think you.
I have done that.
You can sell full ships.
I did it. What was it? Season 1? I think when you and Eisen joined us, we had it to where you could, if we got the blueprint of the ship, I could add it to the NPC stores. The problem is you have to mod it in, like you said.
Oh, that's Eisen's ship.
Slash MES.GSAP, not two S's. Eligible spawn sent to clipboard. AV. It's not listing my base still. Let me see if I can spawn it.
If you can force the spawn.
Yeah. So that is MES dot spawn planetary installation SPI. Alt F10. Not trash mobile. Entity list. There is a head base. Is it? No, owner name is Phonics Spider. Is that? Where is that? Is
that actually might be
is
correct.
the one. No, that's the one I placed.
Oh,
It's just the spot. It looks like an Earth-like planet in this view.
No
Yeah.
energy.
yeah. Remove all the grids. Oh wait, you can't. This is your Rust world, isn't it?
Yeah,
So you can't just nuke all the grids.
but it would have that same name. Let's do.
Yeah. I wonder if you have to build some sort of faction for the faction replace, because
Right.
Ember has the chairman as the owner of all of the grids.
Right.
So
Which, let's find out real quick. So exit, save, no. Would be funny if it fell from the sky. I fully anticipate that. Because one thing with MES, there is a chance that they spawn out of the ground, which is why if you see a lot of the bases or even some of the crashed large grid ships, they have those stocks or the supports that go farther down 2 or 3 blocks. That's why they're there, because there is a chance that it can spawn above ground. So I did that. Let me bring up my other folder here, because I want to see. Okay, so here's his data. He has a factions SBC. So I want to take this file and move it. I want to copy that file.
and that's
Where does he have it? He has it just in the data folder. Okay. Next to all the others. Which is fine. Prefab. Can I just paste it into here? No, I can't. You son of a bitch. Let's go over here. Open a new tab. SE mods. Ember core. Data. That one. No, not. Thank you. Now let's open this. And we are going to do Ronin Empire. Or no. How did he have that? Was it all lowercase? No, he camel cased it. Okay. And then we can do the action thing here. And now we get to do all of this line. Who wants to give me in chat or Nari a description of what the Ronin Empire actually is?
Hmm.
Or should we chat GPT it just to see what
Yeah.
wackiness comes about?
Sure. Let's just chat GPT. Tell me about just tell me about the Ronin Empire.
I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I like seeing what wacky, weird shit this guy comes up with. Go, stop it. Close sidebar. Can I pop you out? I can only pin you like on top. That's kind of stupid. Okay, no, you can close. I'll open a new tab to bring everybody able to see. Alright, Chat GPT. One of the reasons I like Opera GX has her built right in. Give me a description for the Ronin Empire faction and Space Engineers. Should be a tyrannical monarchy that acts friendly, but gets very... How do you spell aggressive? 2 G's?
Yes.
Aggressive when crossed. Let's see what comes up with that. That's a very long description. I'm not sure that's allowed in Space Engineers. Actually, you're in the game at the moment, right?
Yeah.
Can you see if there's a limit to the description for factions?
I have to jump out of first contact and make the new faction.
I mean, that's
Equals that.
not an issue. You'd be able to join.
So, yeah, give me just a sec.
Dun, dun, dun.
I can't because the base will shoot at me.
Yeah, and like all 30,000 ships over there.
Yeah. Let me go far away.
You should be able to turn the base's guns off, or well, I don't know if.
You know what? Why don't I just jump into my single player world real quick?
That'll be fine.
Or a new world real quick.
Or even just your single player one. Whatever one. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I just don't know if there's a character limit. That's all I really want to know. Or if anybody in chat knows, if you're playing at the moment, open up your faction chat or faction tab and tell me how many characters you're allowed to put into the description of your faction. Because I know there's a private and I know there's a public description. So I think it would be relatively the same.
It should be. It's not something small like 255 characters. I know that.
Right. I thought it was like 500 or something. Could be. I don't know. Let's see what ChatGPT even wrote, because I didn't even read it yet. Probably be a good idea. Presents itself as a beacon of order and prosperity in the cold vacuum of space. Cloaked in regal traditions and gilded diplomacy, its emissaries offer alliances, trade, and protection under the banner of imperial unity. Outwardly benevolent, the empire prides itself on stability and civilization, portraying its rule as a noble alternative to the chaos of fractured factions. Yeah, that's fair. Beneath the courteous veneer lies an iron-fisted monarchy ruled by a supreme sovereign whose word is absolute. Yes, it is, and you all better remember it.
What? Were you saying something?
The Empire does not tolerate dissent or betrayal. Those who defy its will are swiftly labeled as enemies of the realm and met with overwhelming force. No, God, all I'd have to do is send Eisen after him, and that'd be completely true. Entire colonies have vanished overnight. Yeah. Silenced for their defiance. Whispers of imperial re-education shifts. And orbital purges are carefully hidden behind propaganda and silken words. To cross the Ronin Empire is to awaken the wrath that burns brighter than any star. Yeah, I mean, give Toxic 10 minutes to build a ship, tell him you want to glass a planet. Tell Eisen you just want the left direction vaporized.
Now tell Eisen you want a lightly armed gunship.
Yeah. There you go.
And then a glass planet. Okay, so there's the character limit.
I don't know what that is.
Now I was gonna paste it into Notepad.
Oh, and ask how many characters it is. See how many it is.
Yeah.
What'd you do? Just hold the equals sign continuously?
I just copy pasted it until it wouldn't do anymore.
That's fair. I'm still waiting to see if chat brings anything up. Anything better or similar. Of course, we would have to know the character limit too, so we'll see.
Let's see.
We'll put it in the Discord too for the community to kind of compete against each other. See if anybody comes up with anything fun or interesting. I'd like to see what the community comes up with as far as the factions description now. We'll put that in the Discord after the stream and see how it goes.
Let's see, 512 characters is the limit for Space Engineers.
Okay, so I don't know how many characters this is, so we're just going to have ChatGPT redo it to be under 500.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, he doesn't like to enter. Oh, okay. It's like a paragraph.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
500.
It actually takes up. Yeah. It's more than you get with a lot of other things in Space Engineers. Descriptions and stuff like that, but
yeah,
that makes sense. Okay, so we have a factions. Here is... Okay, this isn't the right one. Good. Ronin, who is the founder? Because don't one of them have the Emperor already?
One of who?
One of the MES, or popular MESs.
No, there's the chairman.
The director.
The director, yeah. There's a warlord for orcs. The Necrons are just the dynasty. I can't think of anybody who has one that's the emperor, so...
No, we'll make it the Emperor then. There's another thing for you to do, chat. If you can think of a founder name, go for it. Because I think in my other test I had it as the Redneck Engineer.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that was too long or not. So, the Emperor, Ronin Empire is default true. Default relation enemy is false. False factions. Okay, so we now have a factions SBC, which tells it to make that faction. We have the spawn group, which tells it how to spawn, which, let's close these. I don't know if the spawn group stations. See, he has like a basic installation in here.
As an example of how to build a
No,
spawnable structure.
no, for his behavior, and I don't know if that goes into like MES. So here's his behaviors. Rival A high behavior, passive, weapon systems. Okay, so if it's got the weapons on it, it doesn't replace them or anything, which is fine. I think that just tells it how it's going to react when you get close to it, if at all. So we shouldn't need it off the get-go.
No.
I think we're okay. So hopefully this works. Faction owner can be Ronin. Yes. Save that. Get rid of that one. Okay. Now, let's try it again. Because once we get this part done, the rest of it is kind of not necessarily smooth sailing, but it's just a matter of organization at that point. Figuring out what behaviors do what different things we can add to it.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully get it to work. Apparently my own Nemo thing had an update, which is funny. My respawn rover.
One of the blocks, maybe?
Maybe.
Do you have a projector on it?
They do.
So that would have been the update.
Yeah.
They changed the projector. Why do you have a projector on the spawn rover?
Oh wait, no I don't. Yeah. Why did I think I did? I think I put one on there in the test thing just to, because I was blowing it up a lot when I was dropping it, getting the parachutes to open at the right height. Which was fun. That took an hour and a half by itself.
Really? I didn't realize you had that much trouble getting it to balance right.
Well, I was really going all out on the whole being an asshole thing for the spawn rover.
No.
So, yeah, like, I wanted it to have that, like, 8 out of 10 chance of smacking into the ground every time you spawned it.
Ah, I see.
So, everybody was so close together on Octave that I wanted it to kind of be funny and to give you a little bit of a headache starting out, because everything else was kind of really easy. So,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want F11. I want F11 on here. Yeah, 10 warnings on Ronin Octave, whatever. Unknown mod. That's something else, I think. Okay, so MES dot GESAP, which is get eligible spawns at position. Hey, we have a hab base.
Awesome.
So
So we just needed the faction made, huh?
maybe the faction, and I removed that folder. So if we go back to the original, it has this station folder, where now it does not. So it could be either one of those two. Just a matter of kind of playing with it and seeing what works and what doesn't. So let's spawn it in. /MES dot spawn planetary installation. And there you go. Ronin habitation base. Now it doesn't have any guns, so I should be able to just fly over and play around.
Mm-hmm.
And you can make them. I saw with the Ember stuff how to do like the chat commands to like security or defenses activated and all that kind of stuff in the chat. So we could add stuff like that to the Ronin things, but this being like an abandoned habitation, oh, the door's open. All of them are open. Guess the blueprint had them all open.
Yeah, because you kept walking around in it. So.
Yeah, even the bathroom's open. Yeah, I'll have to redo the export, but not bad.
Good. Check the loot.
Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to see. Access denied. Horseshit.
Of course, you don't own this place.
Right.
You need to enable your use all terminals.
It is there. There's the silicon. We should have power bars. Yep. Power kits, whatever. And then 150 ice. So we can have it to where it doesn't replace the loot.
Okay, good.
So we could set our loot to what we want. It'll be that same loot every time, but we can set it. And then I think, if I remember correctly, let me double check myself here. Explorer. So let's go to stations because he has a few of them. So it is part of the manipulations that does the loot. So if we don't set that, it shouldn't replace it. And we can do that per station. So Ember manipulation loop and manipulation group. What am I in? Spawn group stations. Maybe? Oh, let me just do that. Yeah, here we go. So the Ember manipulation group in, so let's pick a station. So his manipulation group is Ember manipulation group, which is setting it to like basic loot, mixed loot, advanced, and lore C data pads. It also sets like the drone energy, thrust, the inhibitors, research points, yada yada. So, but that's where we would set the loot at. Sadly, I think the basic loot that it has here for Ember is built into MES. Oh no, he's got it. MES loot, corpses, freight, lockers. Oops, don't change that. Weapon racks, yada yada. So,
Yeah, so that makes sense. That's how he always gets the power nullifiers in the cockpit.
mm-hmm. Anti-inhibitors, because it'll do. So if we grab the basic containers, this is where it's built into MES itself. Sadly, you can have basic ammo, basic components, ingots, ores, credits, explosives. And it will do that for medium containers, large containers, small, large, and large industrial containers. Now, I don't know if we can personally change this and have our own.
Yeah, well, you can definitely change how you spawn stuff in as part of the randomized loot tables, because the scrapyard did that with his data pads and stuff.
Okay.
The Book of Quorum and stuff that he did.
Yeah.
So
So we might be able to copy this file. Oh well. Is it part of just modular encounters? Yeah, it's just a file in modular encounters. Let me see where it's at in there. So if we go to, that's Ember Corp, we have modular encounters here. What is the file name? It's under data profiles loot. So data profiles loot. Yeah, and here's all of his different loots. So if we go into,
so if you modify one of those SBC files to,
if we put this in a similar structure to MES, I don't know if it will default to this one or the one we put in.
it should be the one that we put in. If you override the name, because MES loads first and then
the mod.
then the mod, yeah.
So that's hopefully how it would go. I just can't know for sure. But for now, we have a base that works. Let's get some more. So let's go make that the X for it. Oh, and FYI, I might be able to do the whole edit the SBC, because that's all the export gives you instead
It's
of like
just the,
instead of the SBC B5 with it. Because you only take this SBC and throw it into the actual hab base. And then when you load the game is when it gives the SBC B5. That's why they're in there already, because I had to load Ember and everything to grab the files. Exit to main menu. No. So now we should be able to just spawn a bunch of bases, make sure they are MES ready, and do what we want to do. I think for now we'll get the rest of the way ready, because I know we wanted to use like the stores.
the stores?
The
Oh,
cobalt,
the mines.
iron.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I was
like
thinking you were going back to the selling our ships in the store. I built this thing in space. It doesn't have a good down. I guess I'll just stick its nose in the ground. There we go. The SS Potato has arrived.
The SS Potato.
Yeah, it was the little warship I made for clearing one of the Keen scenarios. I think it was, might have been the first jump.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think, or no.
You know, I still haven't done like 90% of those scenarios.
Yeah, I was going through and trying to do each one, but
I think the only one I
only got-
did was, well, we did Frostbite, and then I started the first jump, and I don't think I ever finished it. So
yeah. No, it wasn't the first jump because it's Lone Survivor.
Oh,
Maybe?
hey, I died again.
One of them has a boss at the end that you have to fight, and this was my little warship with drones on it.
Oh, I just noticed they updated the base to have the Mark IIs and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's Eisen's ship. Never mind. That's just Cardinal.
Oh.
Why am I down there?
Oh.
Why didn't I stay at the base? I don't know. Ooh, unknown signal. Go for that first. I'm surprised there isn't a strong unknown signal in here yet. You've been in here for a while.
Yeah, but it's only been one person on the server for a while.
That's
I
true.
think you have to have multiple people on the server to trigger the strong unknown signals.
Fuel low.
Oh yeah, that would make sense to have people kind of fighting over them.
Fuel
Yeah.
critical.
No, Control Z. Thank you. Oh, this one's got a programming controller on it. That worries me.
No, they're neutral. They don't have any programs on them.
Oh, fair. Oh,
But-
nothing again. Keen, fix your unknown signals. They're broken. I don't know why they're broken. I do think it was after the last like hot fix that they just stopped working,
Right.
and I don't know what would have caused that because I don't think they changed anything with them.
They had to change something that was
Starboard.
related to it. Yep.
Oh, you don't have the crane one. Then again, that one
Maybe.
was heavily modded too, so
The 3?
maybe. I have a lot of beacons I'm gonna turn off.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna grab some bases, and just put them off to the side, so we can go through them. Because we have the little one already. This looks like a pretty nice clearing, if-ish. What is
And
that?
you could also do the tree, too.
Oh, that's a cobalt rock,
That's a perfect place to put the Cobalt 9 down next to.
right? I just want a place where I can line a bunch of them up, and
Modify them.
yeah. So we'll do that.
That one won't paste for some reason. Star Runner 3.
Plus, it'll help clear some of this out.
Yeah.
Give me that one.
I'm gonna go over here and try to paste it. Maybe there's too many grids around.
Yeah. It might be clipping in with one of the other ones.
Might be, but I thought I went far enough away because I went, 150 meters away from a lot of them.
Yeah. Let's grab iron.
It will not paste the Star Runner 3, whatever it is. So let me try to reconnect in case I got desynced when
bugged
you
out.
came in. Yeah.
And we want silicon. If you're just joining us, welcome. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Can't promise we will know anything about what we're doing, but we're learning it as we go. Slowly. Basically what we're doing is building an MES mod. We have bases that we're doing first. One, because they're easier. There's like no setup to them. Especially these ones that don't really have any like defenses.
Well,
Not
the
yet,
coal
anyway.
mine does.
Yeah.
I think the iron mine does too. I think they have a few defenses on them.
Yeah. I think Eisen named his.
You can grab the store there too.
Yeah. I'm just grabbing. Yeah, we had those 4 main. I thought we had one that was like as big as a goddamn castle. What happened to that one?
That was the community center. I don't have a blueprint of it.
No, there was another one.
Fuel critical.
The only other one I've got is the basic template mine, the one that we started with that just had that we used for the modified for all of the different ones.
Yeah, because I remember one of them having like the 4 walls around it, and
oh no, that wasn't a mine. Well, yeah, was it? That was it was like a POI or something. But I do remember what you're talking about.
yeah,
Was that a mine?
I thought it was.
Because it was a long ways away from everything else.
It was around the lake that we had, yeah, and I wanted them to take the boats over to it.
Right. I remember what you're talking about now. But I don't remember what we would have put in it. Because unless it was gold or something, we had all the basic resources right next to... Or silver, maybe.
Cobalt, iron, nickel, silicon, basic mine. Oh, that's a planetary miner. I don't know why I have that.
Maybe we built it on site.
Yeah, I think so. Because I remember it being like a small castle.
Yeah.
And it had like the big guns on each corner. All of that. Let's get the store. We're going to have to update these to all have newer stuff in them.
Yeah.
And we'll see how we want them to be. Why are you like only going one direction that way? Let's stop that. You can go there. So that's 4, 5, 6 more. And then I figure if we want to make like an actual... Ooh, hold on. Do I still have... I don't. I will have to load that save back up.
The what?
For the Rescue of Echo Company scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Wondering if we could use some of the buildings from that.
Yeah.
Because I have those couple administration buildings that would really be nice. That one especially is like a campus. It is huge. It's like 5 buildings connected all at once. And then we have our little mining facility. I'm actually surprised that the piston drill setup is still on there.
Yeah.
Did this have pipes? Yes, it did. Okay. Going into the ice, that's why. Did it have guns? It did not have guns.
No, it did not have guns because we
Not
were,
at this stage, yeah.
Yeah, we found it as a abandoned mining facility.
Right.
More of that we've heard.
I wonder if the miner spawns with the facility, you think?
Well, as the blueprint does. As far as MES goes,
I would think so. Because it's part of the blueprint, technically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out eventually. Okay. So...
I know there is the option of spawning vehicles with a structure. So
I think
that
it's
you can
separate. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a spawn drone command, and then you just have to assign
The
blueprints
drone to go
as
into it.
drones. Yeah. Rex. Oh, I got a lot of Rex.
Do you have anything in you? No. Okay. So first, we got to give the interior turret something to shoot with. We'll just give it 5.56. Wasn't there 2 turrets in this? Just the one. Okay. Fair enough.
I think there was just one, yeah. Because they weren't supposed to be heavily armed locations.
Right. I do know as well. Well, maybe not with MES. We'll have to see with MES. But you blueprinting these in has like the cobalt ingot and cobalt ore in here still.
Huh.
And you can buy these. That's
Even
why
without the use your own store mod?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah, right now if I buy cobalt ingots, we'll just say all of them, 807, 9135. I now have 807 cobalt ingots.
You've got cobalt. Huh.
So spawning it in as a blueprint works that way. I want to see if MES will allow that to happen too.
Right.
Because I know Ares at War and stuff like that does something similar.
Oh, but they have a specific
Mod for it.
and that'll do it. Yeah.
Right. So I wonder if MES spawning in these blueprints with this store in it will allow you to do that. Because then at that point...
well, I wonder if it's automatically loading the mod.
I don't think so.
No.
We're on a server.
Or MES. Well,
Yeah.
no, but if you spawn it in as MES with those modified store blocks, will it automatically spawn or load in the store block mod?
Well, the one we were using was a plugin through Torch that was allowing us to do it. Yeah. So these are default store blocks through Keen.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of we made them work with the plugin for the server. Um, but I'm wondering if MES will allow that to keep with it. Because at that point, I can set these doors to use by all, and players can straight up come into these and
buy stuff.
yeah, and increase their reputation. I mean, they kind of got interior turrets here, and the Cobalt one's probably not the one to do that too, because it's got artillery cannons on it. But like the iron, the nickel, the silicon, those don't have any guns. Actually, this iron one does.
Yeah.
And silicon. Does the nickel one really only one that doesn't have any guns on it? It's got interior turrets, but that's like nothing in the grand scheme of things. I guess so.
I think so, because that was one of the early ones we built.
Yeah. Okay. Well, silicon's gonna be your favorite friend if you want to increase rep with the Ronin.
I mean, buying stuff doesn't actually increase your rep. It's doing missions for it.
Contracts, yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, we could always replace the store blocks with contract blocks, but I don't know how to do... There's no custom contracts for...
Right. Because the API is locked down.
Right. Well, because people were doing...
Well, Captain Arthur was going to do... I didn't hear of anybody doing stupid things with it, but Captain Arthur wanted to use contracts to build faction points with areas at war, and he could not access them. So.
Right. I don't think they ever did unlock them.
No.
I mean, we could look at the wiki real quick. It should be on there. Oh, yeah. That's right. Okay, do it. Player missions. How do I offer my own contracts? Okay, so yeah, it's only meant for...
King's contracts?
Well, your own contracts through your own base you can do, like in a multiplayer server, but you can't set it up other ways. I wonder if we could set it up as a spawn.
In the MES?
Yeah,
Whereas
like similar to how we built it into the store block. Put a contract station. Control panel. Contracts. Actually, it's probably with the store block thing. Kind of retarded. But if we put contracts like off to the side, administration, payment, collateral, duration in minutes, type, hauling, or repair, acquisition. If we do acquisition contracts, say you want fucking Cobalt door, because we're here, and you want 5,000 of it, which isn't a lot. Payment will be like 500. Oh god.
Yeah, 500.
500 space credits. Collateral could be like 100. Duration, 120 minutes.
Yeah.
Item delivery must be selected. What? Oh, select block. Oh, this is a nickel mine. So let's make it nickel ore. Nickel ore. Confirm. Create. Contract was successfully created. Now I wonder if we can set that. I mean, you're going to get shot once you get in here, but, I mean, who knows? Maybe you could become friends with the Ronin Empire.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Actually, now I want to know. So let me figure this out real quick. Control all. What did I do before? RE. We'll do RENM. Ronin Empire Nickel Mine. Prefix. Just so it's all original. And then we will do MPC. What did we do? What was it? RON?
Oh, for the faction? Yeah, RON.
Nickel Mine. Let's put a remote. Where do I put the remote? Let's put the remote like under the store block, maybe?
Yeah.
That seems like a good place for it. Then you have your contracts. We have the antenna. There's a beacon. Everything else should be fine because it has the solar panel for power, crap ton of batteries, refinery, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so let me grab this blueprint.
Deal critical.
This place should have a cryo in it real quick, just so I don't die for the 30th time. Exit to main menu. I'm just gonna load in to this one. Once it loads in. I will get it ready though. We can get rid of that. Is this? Yes. So we copy this. Yes, this is the right one. This is the nickel mine. Oh, it was MPC RNE.
Yeah.
Oops. When I spawn it in, change it.
Oh.
Hello? Oh. Whoa,
Is it?
it's
No
nighttime.
energy.
Alt F10 entity lists. We want this have base. Control space. There we go. Oh God. What are you doing here? Thank you. Oh, of course, you're never perfect, are you?
Mm-hmm.
Let's change your name. Let's do this door anyone can use. The contracts anyone can use. The other door should not be able to be used. Good.
Employees only.
Yep. And then we change this to RNE. And then I go back to my blueprints. Delete that. While I'm at it, let me make sure that contract is still there. Yeah, it's not.
Ah.
So, I mean, just for shits and giggles, I mean, make sure. 5,000, 100, 120, acquisition, confirm. We want nickel or 5,000 of it. Let's make it 50,000.
Yeah. I get a little more use.
Yep. Contract was successfully created. Available contracts. Okay. Now let's shut the door. Create blueprint. Beautiful. Make sure it's copied to clipboard. F11.
Alright. I've reached the end of my blueprint list.
You had a small airfield going on there.
Yeah.
And then, real quick.
Wow, that easy start base is actually really tiny. Like the Star Runner is bigger than it.
It really is. It's got a large interior, but that's about it. Or a large flight deck, I should say. And then I'm gonna redo my blueprint for this one as well. Export clipboard to file. Save changes, yes. And this might be the last one I test before we have to go to bed, but we got some time to figure it out, so.
Exit. We can close that down. Export. Head base. Control C, I guess. Delete. Those two. Go away. Get rid of the _1. That one should be done. This one. Throw over to here as well. So we have the nickel mine. Capital N. Let me just grab that name. Control C. Where that's
Put that there. Yeah.
prefabs. Spawn group MES. We got the head base. Let's do this one. Nickel mine.
Yeah, that looks better.
Faction owner is Ronin, and our faction SBC is Ronin. Okay, so let me check something here real quick. Get rid of that. Ember Corp, spawn group stations. Ember, and then his faction. Oh, faction tags right there. Why didn't I see that? Ronin. Yep, we're good. Okay. Okay, I think that should be both of those in there now. Yeah. Spawn group enabled.
And a blueprint of just a wind tower.
We'll have to play with the tags a little bit next time and see what we can make of it. But we now
Like
have
tagging it as a station, or is it an advanced station?
As like the spawn condition groups or
No.
manipulation profiles for like the loot, stuff like that. Because he has like a whole list of stuff, and I know what's his name, Captain Arthur has been keeping up with modular encounters.
Right.
To the point where I don't know if he's added stuff, but hey, space engineers, let my shit go in front. Well, let me load this up and then we'll go with that. Um,
Okay.
so that is that. But he's got the templates, the factions SBC. So he's actually got a new factions SBC too.
Oh,
It's where you can set their icon, discovered by default. The type being like a miner, trader, builder, yada yada. And you can do that with multiple factions, of course, if we make multiple. But
I apparently saved the starting platform from the industrial overhaul world, where we started putting that base down over on that little outlet after we started to move. Yeah. All it's got is a cargo container on it. I don't know. I must have accidentally blueprinted it one day, but
nice. Here. Yeah, he's got a bunch of different tags for manipulation. He's got block replacement profiles. Gatling to missile, missile to Gatling, all that kind of stuff. Disposable NPC beacons, NPC thrusters. You can swap armor, like light armor to heavy.
that would be handy. I always have to do that with the mod.
You can swap interior turrets. Proprietary valuable blocks. Component rich blocks.
Yeah, like that's the like NPC thruster type of thing, where if you grind them down, they turn into scrap.
That's just like block replacements. So that's another set of tags. Encounter attributes. Loot profiles. All that kind of stuff. You can set events, waypoints, weapons, targets. Yeah, there's a bunch of them. Like the loot alone allows you to define rules for how blocks containing inventory and your NPC goods are assigned to container. Container type definitions are used to randomly fill inventories with items. Manipulation profiles. There's a manipulation profile setup. Will only target cargo blocks that do not have a container type already defined. So if you've already defined them manually, then those blocks will be unchanged.
Oh. So if you have containers that you want specific stuff in, you can put those in and fill them, and then the rest of it will be random loot.
That's what it sounds like.
That's nice.
Yeah. Here's the threat score guide that you were talking about.
What's your ship that's doing the disco lights?
Okay, so it's in the actual spawn groups that you define the threat score. So I'll have to see where that's at in the other ones, like Reavers or all the others.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So, like, we could use the Huntsman and the Judgment as, like, the dangerous encounters. When they
Yeah.
get up to a certain threat score.
The Huntsman's definitely gonna need refurbished.
Oh, yeah, that'll be a
That'll be a pain in the
project.
ass. All right, let's see. Let's take ourselves over to this unknown signal first, because I like loot. Oh, this is the one with the little jets on it.
Oh, the drone.
Yeah. Oh, well, it can't fly on this planet. Ha! Sucks to be you.
It actually has a mag lock on the bottom, so if it lands properly,
Oh, yeah.
it sticks to the ground.
Well, you didn't have anything on you anyway, so whatever.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's go to the helipad. Again. Ah, too far. Alright. Now, MES, GSAP. Oh, I need a dot in there. Sent the clipboard. Nice. Now, if we did it right, this should. Yeah, nickel mine. Love it.
Also spawnable now. Awesome.
Yep. So now we got that down pat. Let's slash MES dot SPI. Yeah.
It's SPI?
Nickel processing and sale. Oh yeah, I guess I never
that's your-
changed the antenna.
Yeah. So that's the
Nickel mine.
spawn rather.
Yeah.
Whatever is available command.
Yeah. It just randomly chooses one of the planetary encounters.
Oh.
Dun, 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 dun. Let me make sure I'm not gonna get shot. Okay, I am untargetable. Because that would be kind of embarrassing. You are under the ground. That could be a problem.
Oh yeah, the spawn height adjustment thing.
Yep, there is a fix for that. Okay, so yeah, it is in the spawn groups that I can change that. That's fine.
Okay.
Goddamn file getting in the way. I mean, I need you, but stop it. So, do I still have that up? I do. Okay, cool. That's the hab base. That is the nickel mine. So it is where we put the spawn group definition for it.
Mhm.
This position is what we want to adjust. So we need to see how far.
It went into the ground.
Yes. And it has to be in meters, not block amount. So each block is 2.5, And we are 1, 2. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks. So 4 times 2.5 is 10.
Yeah.
So we will change this y value just to 10 and save that. Now I will personally get rid of this one to hopefully increase our chances after reloading of getting that one again.
Mm.
So if we exit to main menu, we can save. Let me make sure that file saved. It did. And this is in the right one in our mods folder. That's Amber Court. So let's get rid of that one. And this is the mod one. Okay. So now let's enter it again. I'm not sure if MES can be adjusted on the fly like that without having to exit the game, but I do it anyway simply because it almost guarantees it.
I don't think it can.
Right. Because it loads a cache version of the mod and stuff as you load into the game. So
Yeah.
we want to make sure it loads that fresh new file or whatever we're doing and gets any modifications that we made to it. If you ever modded any other games or something like that, it's the same concept. You always want a fresh, clean, either cache or something of the like when you're doing it.
Yeah.
Fine game. It's very close to a vanilla game. Not that hard. Okay. So, just to make sure we didn't mess anything up, I will spawn at position. This should still show our nickel mine and hab base able to spawn. MES.spawn planetary encounter. And we did get the nickel mine again. Pretty much in the same spot too.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's about the only spawning area you've got around where you're at. So it's a pretty hilly area.
Yeah. I don't know what the other direction looks like. I'll be honest with you. I think it goes more hills. So let's see if this one kind of fixed itself. And so far, looking good.
Yeah.
Yep, that looks a lot better. Beautiful. So now we should be able, yep, we can use the door. And just to confirm, I am not part of the faction. I'm not in any faction, actually. We do have Amber Corp, but the Ronin Empire faction was made.
Yep.
And we have the Emperor as the founder. Store still has stuff in it. Has a lot of stuff in it. Jesus Christ. Can I buy some of this, though? That would be the question. So give me, like... we'll say 1,200. Fuck it. No. Give me 2,000. I can? It did not raise my standing, but you can buy stuff on Faction. And there's no available contracts, sadly. That sucks. I was hoping that contract little thing would work.
Yeah. But
yeah, because the API for contract blocks is what's locked, and I know you can do it for store blocks. If we... Which one has it? One of you. If we go local... it is not this one. It is in here. Steam Library, Steam Apps, Common, Space Engineers, and Content, Data, is it Game? Economy?
for
Nope, it is not. No, that's how you can set the minimum and maximum for neutral, hostile, and friendly.
oh, okay.
And the initial currency, yada yada, store bonus, contract bonus stuff. It is in here somewhere, but you get the idea. There is one of these files that has the store blocks in it with their default like options, especially for like buying different ships and stuff like that. We get the idea, though. Is it down here? Stations economy. Yeah, I think so. Because then you can kind of backtrack to these different mining station 1, 2, 3, yada yada yada, and see the actual generated items container type.
Right.
I found it before. Because that's how you do the ships to go into some of them. You can mod the ships into it. Okay. Well. I'll have to look later. I don't know. It don't matter. We can't really do anything with it anyway, so it don't matter too much. Unless we can maybe, now that I think about it, you might be able to put the store, like a modded store block
With
list.
ships in it?
Yeah. Actually, I think it would have to be 2 different mods.
Possibly.
I don't know. I'll find it later. I'll look it up again and see if I can remember how I did it.
Well, to put a ship in the store, you need to export it like you did the MES thing, and then you have to do something to it to...
Yeah. Because you need the thumbnail for it. You need
and
do
you
you
have to
need
convert it
2
into an
thumbnails?
item or some sort.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, because here's your sales. The different ships you can buy under the prefab stuff. Because there's your respawn and then different vehicles. Yeah, I'd have to find that SBC file. I just can't remember where it's at. Are they called store blocks?
Yeah.
Okay. It's here somewhere. Find it later. But that is going to be it for me. I gotta be getting to bed. But we are getting close. Next time we do the MES stuff, maybe we'll get into practicing on a couple ships and then getting more of a tree similar to the Ember Corporation here. Because right now, actually, I can show you. Roaming Space Engineers Export.
Sorry. Close enough.
Space Engineers mods. If I take my Ronin Empire mod that we're using, yes, I trust the build. Remove folder from workspace. I don't need you. You can see how simple it is compared to Ember.
Well, yeah.
They have like the prefab folder under a spawning folder, and I'm not sure exactly why. So that's one thing I'll have to figure out. Why there's a setup this way and not something like this. So. I just don't know. So it'll be
yeah, I don't know either.
I don't know if MES automatically just looks for like these folders, because he has like his prefabs folder in a spawning folder, and then like the different station ship drone boss under that. So have to see. Maybe we'll try just changing out the folder structure a little bit to be a little more similar, and slowly work our way to becoming more like that one. Because now that we know like the manipulation profile handles the loot. We can do loot based on just putting stuff in a container and then leaving the ones empty that we want random stuff to be in. We can do that. There is a chat command. So station, what is it? One of them will actually yell at you and say, maybe it's in manipulations.
Enemy detected or something?
Yeah. It might not be Ember either. It might be one of the other ones. Through modular encounters. Something like that. But because you can do your different ships like this, you can do your stations, all that kind of fun jazz. And then you have your manipulations, which handle loot. They also handle like any thrusters, any inhibitors we want to put on them, any research points, the rival AI stuff for like spawning drones and bots, all that kind of shit. So could be cool having like AI bots in some of them that you could do.
Yeah.
We could also get deep with lore too for the Ronin Empire with the data pads.
Yeah.
Because you have your loot data pads here. That just adds the data pads to it, which is weird because.
Well, I imagine it has a text file that it references that you type the datapad information to, and then it spawns a datapad and then copies in like a paragraph or something like that.
Oh, that's exactly what
Yeah,
it is. You have your text templates here with your different lore and lore B. Is how he has it. So it picks from one of these, and it will paste this datapad info into a datapad in the container. So that's how you can find them all throughout like the Ember ships and stations and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now where I just had that. Oh, here we go. Manipulation group, Ember loot datapeds. Oh, okay. So there's his manipulation group, and there's his Ember Lore C datapads, basic loot, which he references up in the actual group. Okay. So for this stuff, we can kind of cheat a little bit to figure out what they do and what we can put in.
Yeah.
I don't see why we wouldn't be able to just kind of yoink that, because modular encounters itself handles all the loot for the randomizing and all the fun shit. So a basic one like this file with the manipulations SBC, we can just kind of take it, replace Ember with Ronin, and then mess with the spawn group MES stuff to mimic that.
Dude.
Yeah, because his has a bunch of different stuff. Like, he doesn't even have the space cargo ship, lunar cargo ship, encounter, atmospheric cargo ship, false stuff. This is the fortress tower. He doesn't even have... Well, and I guess we're going to have to find one that Meridian has not done, or Lucas, because...
Easy enough.
Right, yeah. Because he put all of his stuff built into modular encounters.
Right.
Which is different than somebody like us coming in and using modular encounters. So
Right.
I want to see if there's a newer popular MES.
Well, the newest ones are like Sarge and the Necrons.
Right. Which, from what you said, is pretty decent, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, I haven't tried Sarge's stuff yet. But the Necron stuff is really well done. So.
Even the Necron one, if I can just take a look at that and see if it's got a similar setup file-wise, then
right.
I'll know what all we can do. Because as far as I know, we don't need all of these tags. We can kind of nitpick them as long as they're false. The modular encounters will assume they're false if they're not here. So, and we can just only put in the ones that we want to kind of keep it simple and tidy. Which will make it easy, so. But that'll be for next time. My leg's starting to kind of bother me, so I'm going to go ahead and go to bed. We got the basics of an MES mod going, so it will only get better, for sure. I'll need to delete that other temporary MES mod that I had, but no, I think this will be cool, because we'll have, if everything works out the way I'm planning on it with the lore, the data pads, the different bases and stuff, it'll be one of the more in-depth MES mods out there.
Yeah.
Instead of just spawning random ships that come to attack you and kind of stuff like that. Because like Nari said, I would love to have like 2 or 3 factions, if not more, just going at each other. Chat. Ooh, medium cargo container. Like in the chat and yelling at each other.
Right.
Similar to what Meridian did, just with a little more lore behind it. Will you tip over? Because I think the button's on the other end.
Yeah.
There we go. Nothing again. God damn you. But I think it'll be good to go. We'll have some fun with it. But with that, I'm going to bid you all adieu. I'm going to bed. And if you would like to see what we're getting into, kind of come on back and see how the rest of this plays out, be sure to hit the subscribe button or the follow button here on Twitch. If you're on the YouTube side, the subscribe button, of course. It's free. You can always come back, see how we're doing, see what we get into, and see the progression on the Ronin Empire MES mod. If you would like to join the community server, you can always join the Discord down below. For the YouTube side, it is in the description. For Twitch, it is under the video. By all means, come hang out, come join us. We are in... Well, we're in Space Engineers, and we have a bunch of other games, too. I mean, it's...
Cubic Odyssey we played recently.
Yeah, I mean, we have MMOs, adventures, mobiles, community servers that we have running, different server events, stuff like that. So, shooters, survivals. Come hang out with us. It's not just space engineers. It's a whole bunch of other things. So we're here. We're having fun. Come hang out. Oh, thank you for the link there, Johnny. But with that, I'm going to tell you all to have a good rest of your night. I'm taking my happy ass to bed. And we'll see you in the next one. Have a good night, everybody.